Hello everyone. So today we start with a next class, that is of beta oxidation of fatty acid. Beta oxidation. Today we will see with the beta oxidation. You know the fatty acids are oxidized as alpha also, as omega also, but we today in this class only we will talk about beta oxidation of fatty acid. So, what is oxidation of fatty acid? The fatty acids are oxidized in human body in four ways. That is the mitochondrial beta oxidation of fatty acid. The other is alpha oxidation of fatty acid, and the third one is omega oxidation of fatty acid, and fourth is paroxysmal oxidation of fatty acid. Beta oxidation, it takes place in mitochondria, whereas alpha, it takes place in microsomes, that is endoplasmic reticulum, and its biological significance is still not known, whereas omega oxidation, it occurs in endoplasmic reticulum and mitochondria and is the minor pathway for the oxidation of fatty acid. And peroxisomal oxidation of fatty acid, it refers to the long chain fatty acid in peroxisomes it occurs. Then beta oxidation of fatty acid, it is again beta oxidation is also of three types. The first one is beta oxidation of saturated fatty acid with even number, beta oxidation of saturated fatty acid with odd number of carbon atoms, and then beta oxidation of unsaturated fatty acid. And we today go with the beta oxidation. The major pathway of the oxidation of fatty acid in humans takes place in mitochondrial matrix in tissues like liver, skeletal muscle, cardiac muscles, lung, renal cortex, etc. Then in this type of oxidation, a fatty acid molecule is oxidized at beta carbon, therefore it is known as beta oxidation, and with successive removal of two carbon units, that is two carbon fragments at the time, as acetyl coenzyme A from COOH. So COOH group is converted into acetyl coenzyme A, and the last result of fatty acid oxidation is the two carbon compound, that is acetyl coenzyme A. Now the steps of beta oxidation. The first step of beta oxidation is fatty acid and transport of acyl coenzyme A from cytosol to mitochondrial matrix. So सबसे first it is activation of fatty acid, and the second is oxidation of fatty acyl coenzyme A. Then acyl coenzyme A is oxidized. Then the third is hydration of trans-enoyl coenzyme A. Then fourth step is oxidation of beta hydroxyacyl coenzyme A, and the fifth step is thiolysis. So we deal with beta oxidation in 5 steps. The first step is activation, then again oxidation, second step, third is hydration, and fourth is oxidation, and fifth is thiolysis. Now this is the pathway you see, the beta oxidation of fatty acid. The first is what? This fatty acid is converted, it is activated by acyl coenzyme A synthase enzyme. It takes in a coenzyme A and one ATP with AMP. So two ATPs are utilized over here, and this is converts it into fatty acyl coenzyme A. So now the fatty acid is activated. This activated fatty acid now from cytosol, it will pass to mitochondria, or it will move to mitochondria in presence of carnitine. So you can also watch my one video is there about the carnitine, role of carnitine in beta oxidation. So that topic is separate, so you can also watch there to understand this transport, how the transport takes place. So through carnitine, it is transported to mitochondria, and this fatty acyl coenzyme A is then in the second step is oxidized. This is known as oxidation step. First step was activation, now the second is oxidation. In oxidation, removal of hydrogen is there here. So these two hydrogens from alpha carbon, this is alpha carbon which is just adjacent to functional group, that is known as alpha. the just neighboring one is beta. So from one hydrogen from alpha carbon and one hydrogen from beta carbon are removed, and it is converted into alpha beta unsaturated fatty acyl coenzyme A or acyl coenzyme A. Here the two hydrogen these are removed is taken up by reducing equivalent FAD, that is flavin adenine dinucleotide. It takes two hydrogen and it's converted into FADH2, and this FADH2 enters TCA cycle and produce two ATPs. Then this, in the third step, this unsaturated fatty acyl coenzyme A takes a water molecule that is known as hydration. So addition of water takes place, and this addition of water in presence of enoyl coenzyme A hydratase enzyme. And of course it is understood in oxidation, that is removal of hydrogen taking place, that's why the enzyme is dehydrogenase. And now this hydratase enzyme, in presence of hydratase enzyme, water is added and H is added to the alpha carbon and OH is added to the beta carbon, and the compound formed is beta hydroxy fatty acyl coenzyme A. Now this beta hydroxy fatty acyl coenzyme A again goes with oxidation, that is removal of hydrogen takes place, and now the reducing equivalent NAD comes to take away the hydrogen. This NAD is nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, and it gets converted into NADH plus H plus, and this NADH plus, its hydrogen are removed, you can see now it removes hydrogen, but in the second step the hydrogen were removed from one from alpha and one from beta. But in the fourth step, both the hydrogen of beta carbon are removed and a keto compound is formed. So it is now beta keto fatty acyl coenzyme A. And in the last step, that is thiolysis, in the presence of enzyme thiolase, the compound is converted into two parts, that is one is acetyl coenzyme A, that is 2 carbon compound, and one is the rest of the fatty acid chain with 2 carbon less, that is here imagine that if it is palmitic acid with 16 carbon, then one acetyl coenzyme A is removed. Now the 14 carbon acyl coenzyme A is there, and that will now again come to the restart the fatty acid cycle with this second step. So in the next step, now again one acetyl will remove and 14 carbon acyl coenzyme A will be produced. Then it will again go, then you will have one acetyl and now 12 carbon. In this way it will run 7 cycles to get, if it is palmitic acid 16 carbon, then it will take 7 cycles to completely convert this long chain fatty acid into acetyl coenzyme A. Now we go with the individual step one by one. So in the first step, with the presence of ATP, coenzyme A and magnesium ion, this acyl coenzyme A synthase enzyme or fatty acyl coenzyme A synthetase enzyme, it converts it into acyl coenzyme A, fatty acyl coenzyme A. 2 phosphates are hydrolyzed. Now the first step now after that is transfer of fatty acyl coenzyme A to mitochondria. So from cytosol it is transported to mitochondria. As the beta oxidation is taking place in mitochondria, so it has to be transferred. So in presence of it is transported in presence of carnitine and a special transporter that is known as acyl carnitine translocase, which is present in the inner mitochondrial membrane. Then number 2, the oxidation is taking place in the presence of acyl coenzyme A dehydrogenase enzyme, 2 carbon alpha and carbon 2 and carbon 3, that is alpha carbon or beta carbon, they take two hydrogens are removed from each of them, and a double bond is formed between these two carbons, and this FAD is reducing equivalent. It takes away the hydrogen and goes inside the electron transport chain in mitochondria, and this pathway is also running in mitochondria only, don't forget that. So now in the third step, hydration takes place, so addition of water takes place, and water is added, so OH is added on the beta carbon and H is added on the alpha carbon. Then in the third step, again the removal of hydrogen takes place, but now it is from both the hydrogen are removed from beta carbon and it gets converted into keto compound. Then in the fifth step, thiolysis takes place and it converts it into two, that is acetyl coenzyme A and one acyl coenzyme A with 2 carbon less, and it re-enters beta oxidation cycle for further oxidation. Now the regulation of beta oxidation. So beta oxidation is regulated by a rate limiting step that is known as carnitine acyl transferase 1. This is the enzyme which is present in the carnitine transfer, where how the carnitine is transferring the acyl coenzyme A, activated acyl coenzyme A to mitochondria. So this beta oxidation is regulated by this enzyme, and the other is malonyl coenzyme A. So this malonyl coenzyme A is indirectly inhibiting this carnitine acyl transferase 1 enzyme. So in well-fed state, this malonyl coenzyme A is inhibits CAT, thus decrease in fatty acid oxidation. So there is decrease in fatty acid oxidation because in well-fed state malonyl coenzyme A inhibits this transferase enzyme, which does not transfer the active acyl coenzyme A into mitochondria. So if the fatty acid will not occur, beta oxidation of fatty acid will not occur. But in starvation, due to decrease in insulin glucagon ratio, acetyl coenzyme A carboxylase enzyme is inhibited and concentration of malonyl coenzyme A decreases. So concentration of malonyl decreases, so more and more acyl coenzyme A is oxidized. So you can say the more and more acyl coenzyme A will able to transfer into the mitochondria. As malonyl coenzyme A decreases, so it cannot inhibit carnitine acyl transferase. So this enzyme will transfer this carnitine will transfer this active acyl coenzyme A. Then now we see the energetic. So how it is, if we suppose we feel that it is a palmitic acid, that is 16 carbon fatty acid, then beta oxidation, there is loss of 2 carbon acetyl coenzyme A and it gives 1 FADH2 and 1 NADH. So 3 ATPs are produced by NADH and 2 are produced by FADH. So it is total 5 ATPs are produced in one cycle. So it happens at the end of the complete beta oxidation of palmitic acid, total 8 acetyl coenzyme. So here we deal with the cycles. So if 16 carbon will completely dissociate into acetyl coenzyme, it takes 7 cycles. So 7 this will be produced and 7 this will be produced. So total it is 7 FAD, 7 NAD will be utilized and 7 NADH and 7 FADH2 will be produced. And now this will enter into electron transport chain. So this will produce 3 ATP, this produces 2 ATP. So it will be 7 into 3 and this will be 7 into the 2 energetics. So let's see. So activation of palmitic acid, we have seen in the first step 2 ATP are utilized. Then oxidation of 7 FADH2, so it is 7 into 2 ATPs are produced, so it is 14. So NADH produced 3 ATP, so that these are 21. So after 8 cycle, 8 acetyl, so in every After every 7 cycles, one acetyl coenzyme is removing, and in the 7th cycle 2 acetyl coenzyme A will be produced. So total there are 8 acetyl coenzyme. So this, when this 8 acetyl coenzyme A will enter TCA cycle, in one TCA cycle 12 ATPs are produced. So 8 cycles will be run. So 96 ATP will be produced. So total, if we total it, it is 131, and 2 are utilized. So it is 129 ATP gained in beta oxidation of palmitic acid. Now we come to the biomedical significance or importance of beta oxidation. So glucose is the principal source of energy under normal condition, but when hepatic glycogen is exhausted, either it is prolonged starvation or in diabetes mellitus, it fails to utilize glucose. So in that case beta oxidation of fatty acid becomes the only source of metabolic energy. Then, but in many conditions beta oxidation of fatty acid gets impaired. That may be due to, it may give rise to number of diseases which are often associated with hypoglycemia. The conditions are inherited deficiency of carnitine. If the carnitine deficiency is there, it won't allow the transfer of active acyl coenzyme A into mitochondria. So when beta oxidation runs in mitochondria, then the other is inherited deficiency of enzyme beta oxidation pathways such as MCAD, that is medium chain and CPT. It is medium chain acyl dehydrogenase, and CPT is transferase, that is carnitine palmitoyl transferase enzyme, and 2 it is that same only, carnitine palmitoyl transferase 2, acyl carnitine translocation. These 3 enzymes are located in the carnitine shuttle. So these 3 enzymes, and deficiency of any of these enzymes may lead to inherited disorders. The inherited deficiency of medium chain acyl coenzyme dehydrogenase impairs the beta oxidation of medium chain fatty acid, which results in severe hypoglycemia. In this, it is a rare disease, that is 1 in 10,000, but within the first 2 years of life only it occurs, and MCAD deficiency is the major cause of death in 10% cases of sudden infant death syndrome. So in the night only the infant remains slept or it dies. This unexpected death of healthy infants usually overnight takes place. That is because of the deficiency of enzymes of beta oxidation. Then the other disease is Jamaican vomiting sickness. It is characterized by hypoglycemia, vomiting, and hypoglycemic coma. This particular disease is caused by if the person eats unripe acne fruit, because these fruits contain a toxin amino acid that is known as hypoglycine A. This toxin inhibits acyl coenzyme dehydrogenase. So short and medium chain both. So this dehydrogenase is inhibited, and so beta oxidation is impaired. So thank you very much. You can also watch my video about carnitine, and please do subscribe so that you can get the notification for the next videos which I will upload. Thank you very much.